Hey, good morning to you. I am out at Lake Jacomo doing a little fishing. And we're going through the book of Matthew verse by verse. It's July. I came out, I fished Jacomo a lot. I grew up around here. And this cove I'm pulling into here is a friend of mine and I used to fish here a lot. We call it Monster Catfish Cove. Because we'd sit in the middle and we kind of cast out to either side of the bank and then just drag the bottom with the worm. And man, we just often came up with some big old monster catfish. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. I'm going to get set up. I'm kind of trolling back to where I'm going. I'm going to go drop anchor here in about 20 more feet. And we'll just start chatting. Hopefully catch some monster catfish. That's a good thing. Catfish are always my favorite things to fish for, just because when you catch them, they're just so big and they fight you. It's hard to pull them up out of the water. All right, I'm gonna turn it off here and drop anchor. All right, I'm using worms because it's really my best shot at catching them. My wife fishes with Hotdogs. I was thinking about trying that a little later. I'm gonna get rid of this crankbait here. Put a hook on there. And she always catches giant catfish with those silly Hotdogs, man. So my wife's always fishing with Hotdogs quite successfully. By the way, I'm gonna put a little thing on here because I think I'm gonna be trying lots of different things today. I'm gonna kind of add one of these, just filling you in on what I'm doing, you know. Just allow me to kind of change out quicker because it's taking a while. I was thinking tonight I might try to do, there's a spot by a seawall that giant catfish live in the seawall, and I thought maybe I'll give that a try. Late at night, I got some little glow sticks. Thought I'd give a shot. Some little Bass Pro Super Locks hooks here. All right. So we're going through the book of Matthew, and we've really hit that place where Canadian night crawlers. We've hit that place where David, my night crawlers are all dead. So I think I'm gonna be switching to Hotdogs. And they were all mush. I had them in the fridge for a while. Apparently they've all turned to mush. So we're gonna go with the Hotdogs, man. We're just going big or going home on this one, man. So I'm gonna follow my wife's lead here. Go with some good old Parkview Jumbo Franks. My big problem with Hotdogs is they always seem to fall off real easy. Like real easy. So we've hit that place in Matthew where we're at the genealogy. And we just went over Solomon. And the other piece is God has me hunting and fishing through this, so that's why I'm out here. I was doing some summertime hunting, but not a lot of luck with that. So I'm out here fishing, trying to catch some catfish with some Hotdogs here. And we've hit that place where David has given birth to, or David had begotten Solomon, and before David, Jesse, his father, was really named by Isaiah as being, you know, Jesus will come from a stem of Jesse. I think I threw my hot dog off. Jesus will come through a stem of Jesse, and that's because that's where the kingship begins. And everything about what Isaiah talked about was this kingship, and then you had David, and then you had Solomon. So we're just going to pick it up right there. Matthew 1, starting in verse 5. Salmon begot Boaz by Rahab, and Boaz begot Obed by Ruth. And this is them settling Israel after conquering. Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David the king. David the king begot Solomon by her, who had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon begot Rehoboam. Rehoboam begot Abijah, and Abijah begot Asa. All right, we're going to talk about Solomon begot Rehoboam, because Solomon, you know, it was really, like we talked about last time, was the glory days of Israel. Truly the glory days of Israel. You know, the golden age, just nothing but wealth and prosperity and peace the whole time. But there was a leader that David had, Jeroboam, that Solomon kept around, that rebelled against Solomon. And Solomon kind of disbanded him, and really just him and his group caused lots of problems for them. And when Solomon dies and Rehoboam is born, it's fascinating, because when Rehoboam reigns, which you'll see, try this again. Yeah, I lost my hot dog there. When Rehoboam reigns, Jeroboam, who was outcast by Solomon, requests that he kind of forgive them, really, you know, like, just forgive us, because, you know, let's move on. And Rehoboam really, you know, he listened to the elder people that counseled his father, and they said, you know, you make peace with Jeroboam, and they'll serve you forever, man. They'll be great. And then he listens to his young counselors that he grew up with, and they say, no, you tell him that we're going to whoop him. Actually, we're going to make it a lot worse than Solomon made it. So they did, and this really caused the separation of Israel from Judah, you know, because Solomon was the king of both. And it was this moment in time, these decisions that Jeroboam made, and there's some defining things you have to know about Rehoboam, I'm sorry. And you can find these all in Chronicles and Kings. Chronicles are the chronicles of the kings of Judah, and Kings are the kings of Israel. So David and Solomon are in both of them. Really all of them are in both, but they just focus on one or the other. So we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 9:31. Then Solomon rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David his father. And Rehoboam his son reigned in his place. And in 2 Chronicles 10, you can kind of see this moment of time also where he rejects Jeroboam. But the thing about Rehoboam is he reigned for quite a while. But it does say this in 12, because things were going really bad for him. And it says this in 12:12. When he humbled himself, the wrath of the Lord turned from him so as not to destroy him completely, and things also went well in Judah. So here Rehoboam, he ultimately is in this place where things aren't going well. You know, he's setting up false idols. He's worshiping the wrong things. He's listening to the wrong people. He's, you know, just really just not going well at all, especially for being, you know, post his father. I mean, goodness gracious, I'm going to try the other side here. Try to drag the middle of that. His father, you know, Solomon, you know, the golden age of Israel. And he gets this place where now Judah's splitting off from Israel, and there's war. And it also, you know, it also says of Rehoboam and Jeroboam that war never ceased between them. Like, this was the separation of Israel and Judah. And it's Rehoboam's wickedness and ignorance, really, that did that thing. But it's finally in this moment in time where he humbles himself. He's like, you know what? Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. Maybe things can go pretty bad for us here in Judah and Jerusalem. Just dragging the bottom with this hot dog. And then they, and that's ultimately where they are. But he did humble himself to the Lord, and everything changed. Until, of course, he gives birth to his son, who, according to the word of the Lord, was just as sinful as his father. So there you go, man. I think it's incredibly fascinating, if you look at really this path to Jesus Christ. It's just incredibly interesting. David the king begot Solomon by her who had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon begot Rehoboam. Rehoboam begot Abijah. And Abijah begot Asa. So we're going to stop there. I'm going to keep on fishing. Hopefully I catch something here. I think I might be dragging my anchor if I go too close. I didn't think that one through. Pull that up. I'm going to keep trying this hot dog. I believe in this cove, and I believe in these hot dogs. I've seen my wife catch many a catfish this way. So we'll just keep on trying, keep on joining us. Kind of wish I was more towards the middle. I think I'm going to pull up anchor here. I'm going to try this side real quick. See how this goes. It's a beautiful day out here. Just any chance you get to be on the water. If you ever see I went through Matthew 24. God had asked me to go through Matthew 24 on the water, and then he asked me to continue all the way to the end. And that whole series is on the water. And I just love it when God takes me out to the water. So peaceful. He's a good dad. Pull this hot dog in and call it a day on this spot. The thing with catfish is they kind of cruise around, like they don't hang out in an area unless they're living in unless they're deep in their home. But when they go feeding, they like pass through a cove like this. And unless you happen to be here when they're passing through, which you probably have to be a little earlier or later in the evening. They're always feeding in the mornings and in the evenings. But I may take this trolling motor here and start casting that crankbait. So continue to join us, man. We're just going to keep on fishing. I'm going to try some night fishing later on tonight, but I'm going to take that crankbait and we'll talk about Abijah in the next video. So thanks for joining us, man. Keep on joining us. Keep on digging through the Word of God with me. Sorry I didn't catch anything. Definitely out trying. All right, I feel like I gotta get rid of this hot dog here. So I'm gonna keep fishing it until it's gone. Not stubborn. Kind of surprised, there's a lot of boats out here. A lot of boats out here today. I kind of got the place to myself right here now, but all right, I'm going to wrap this one up. Hey, thanks for joining me, man. Keep on joining us. Again, we're going to go do some, I'm going to head deeper into this cove. I'm going to do a little bass fishing with that crankbait. I got a couple crankbaits I'm going to try this time. We'll just see how it goes, man. Keep joining us. Talk about Rehoboam begot Abijah next. This genealogy is just incredible. I hope you're finding it incredibly fascinating, because I definitely am. So, all right, we'll keep on joining me. I'm going to pull this anchor and get rolling here.